Welcome back to Now on Netflix, here on World Class Bullshitters. So this past week, Netflix released its newest original series, The Santa Clarita Diet. And goddamn, was it stupid, boring, and man did it lay on the feminism thick. But I'll get to that at the end. So, I like Drew Barrymore. I think she's pretty funny. I've liked quite a few of her movies, even back when she was a kid, like Cat's Eye and Firestarter. And I've never seen E.T., and I never will, just on principle. So when I saw the trailer for this, and she's like a cannibal that eats, people, and she's also a realtor, I thought that seems kind of interesting. Because from the first time I saw the trailer, I didn't pick up that she was a zombie right away. So the third came around, and I watched the Santa Clarita Diet, and I wasn't entertained through any of the episodes. It starts out alright, kind of like a boring middle-aged white suburban couple, and then all of a sudden she just starts puking up yellow mango smoothie-looking shit in a red ball. And then she eats people, like Nathan Fillion's in the show, for one or two episodes, and then she bites his finger off and eats him. That's it. And basically the rest of the show is she gets hungry, she eats people, and they're trying to figure out how to live a normal life while satisfying her urge to eat humans. It's a lot like Dexter in some parts, where they're trying to plan out, we'll only kill bad people, we'll only kill criminals and rapists and drug dealers. But the one thing they don't mention is that only eat men, which doesn't bother me, but what does bother me is they make every dude look like a dickless coward, which maybe some of them are, but not everyone. So the first guy that's kind of a cunt is Nathan Fillion. They make him like a prototypical alpha male who, is only thinking with his dick, and he's a piece of shit. Which doesn't make you a piece of shit, but it does make you annoying. He was the only character that got eaten that I was okay to see die. Then you see a drug dealer who is going to be eaten, and then you realize he's actually not a piece of shit. One of the teenage daughter's friends acts like he, sleeps with underage girls and does all these terrible things. But then the dad talks to said drug dealer, and you learn that he's really not a piece of shit and lets him go. But Drew Barrymore freaks out because, that was her fucking meal. And then from there, it's just a rinse and repeat cycle of I gotta get more food, and I gotta get away with killing people, and I gotta sell houses, and all of a sudden Drew Barrymore starts falling apart. And just when it gets mildly interesting, it ends. They don't ever tell you how she becomes a zombie, what's going on, anything. It's like if The Walking Dead and Weeds were combined. This is like the zombie show for the Sex and the City crowd. Because they got, the women all go out and they go to a bar and they dance and they talk about dumb shit. And the show promotes cheating on your husband because he's kind of a douchebag. And they're all cool with that. And then the husband dies and everyone's cool with it. And they make the guy that she's cheating with out to be such a great hero. Look, the show's garbage. Alright? I'm rambling. I fucking know it. The whole show just rambles on through its existence. It's not a good TV show. If this is what Netflix is going to produce in the future, I'm going to fucking Hulu, okay? This show was absolutely a waste of fucking time. It's 10 episodes or 8 episodes. Thankfully, they're only 30 minutes long each. But, it was a waste of my fucking weekend, I thought, Drew Barrymore's got great comedic timing. Timothy Olyphant's funny. No, it's just a fucking SJW's wet dream, I'm going to eat the white men. Oh yeah, they bite a black dude, but he becomes a zombie that's kind of a good dude. So there's more political bullshit for you. And then it's like, hey, the most able guy, or the most able character is the nerdy neighbor, but because he's nerdy and not cool, like, we're going to abuse him and make fun of him at all times. Like, at the end, they try to make... Okay, long story short, they have the two main people have a daughter, and she's a bitch. And she's not the greatest at anything. But their neighbor, who's this nerdy dude, is like really capable and smart, and he's the reason all this shit really goes down in the show. But they make him out to be such a twat and weak. Like, they make this girl out to seem so cool, but she's really just kind of like a piece of shit. And the dude is the cool character, but through the narrative of the show, he's got to be subservient to her. Like, only at the end does he get to shine for just a moment until they knock him back down. I didn't like anybody in this show. Timothy Olyphant's an idiot. And normally I like him. I think he's a really solid actor. Justified was cool. I hated Hitman, but he was a good choice. And I like Die Hard 4, and I think he's a great villain for Die Hard 4. And like I said earlier, I like Drew Barrymore. I love The Wedding Singer. and a bunch of other hits. I even like 50 First Dates and shit like that. But this show is just bad. I don't suggest you watch it. If anything, give it a 1 star and don't watch it on your Netflix instant queue. It's not good. Like, the only part that made me laugh is when the waitress from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia showed up. And guess what? She's a piece of shit on the episode too. So, on a scale of 1 to 5 star, which is what you can rate it on Netflix, I'd love to give this a 0 because I hated it that much. But I'll have to give it a 1 because I can't. You can't give it a 0 because that's not an option on Netflix. It's either don't rate it or rate it, whatever. So if anyone from Netflix is listening to this, thanks for listening to World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. But secondly, really reassess the content you're putting out, because I'm a guy, not white. I find your shit really dumb and political. Like Orange is the New Black, I liked the first 2 seasons. The first season was fine. The second season was great. Then you get to the third season and it got really political. And I'm half black, so that kind of shit, I should be like, oh yeah, I sympathize with these characters. No, that shit was fucking retarded, okay? And if you've watched the third season, you know what I'm talking about. So Netflix, before you become the SJW equivalent, see if you're the Huffington Post of the streaming world, let me know now in advance so I can cancel my membership, because yes, I like Daredevil, and yes, I like Luke Cage, and really just your Marvel stuff, but I can go get those on Blu-ray a year later, or I can just stream them online illegally for free. So that's it. That's been my rant on the Santa Clarita Diet. It's garbage. It's like Dexter, the last season of Dexter, which is the bad season of Dexter, meets The Walking Dead, meets Weeds. And for as much as I shit on The Walking Dead, I would rather watch 5 seasons of The Walking Dead over 1 season of the Santa Clarita Diet. Because at least in The Walking Dead, maybe it's boring every episode except the last episode and the first episode, but at least you get some good quality, The Santa Clarita Diet was not funny. It was not really gory. It was not anything original or new. I mean, if you've seen iZombie on NBC, is it NBC or is it Sci-Fi? Either way, if you've seen the show iZombie, you've seen the Santa Clarita Diet. And it just pisses me off because, I like zombie stuff, and now we're getting into, mixing zombies with bullshit. I mean, Household Wife Zombies is not that sounds like a porn title or a really shitty Roger Corman flick. I would watch Household Wife Zombie shit over the actual Santa Clarita Diet. Anyway, we'll be back this week with another episode of World Class Bullshitters, episode 60, by the way, which is a completely unscripted episode. So if you would like us to talk about something random, make sure you hit us up with an email at worldclassbs@mail.com, thebestmail.com, or send us a message on our Facebook, in the comment of this video, or over on Twitter, WorldClassBS on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out incarnate-studios.com to help us support the show with an awesome t-shirt. Bye.